Make no mistake, Shadow of War was a buggy, was a broken and cash grab of a mess when it first launched. But I would argue that now it is one of the, if not the best, like, stealth action games on the market. Better than any of the Assassin's Creed games before or since. So here's why I love this game. It gives you more options. It gives you more options than just straight up killing people. And you're not actually killing people, so you feel a little less remorse about like straight up murder. Because they're all orcs, they're not human, and all of them are relatively, freaking evil. And the amount of abilities you have at your disposal are so freaking interesting. Unlike Shadow of Mordor, where you had a relatively robust group of options, with Shadow of War, those options are turned up to 10. And they also expand on a lot of the mechanics that made it so much fun. And the sieges, oh my god. There is nothing fucking cooler than running up to a gigantic stronghold with hundreds of your army behind you and sieging the walls. It's so fucking cool. The gameplay is fluid and solid. The storytelling with the thing could have been better, but you know what? I ain't complaining. I thought it was pretty damn good. So at the end of the day, I think this game really, just to highlight it touches on it ties into Lord of the Rings in a very interesting way, and I'm sure you'll see that as you complete the game. Which I'm saying you gotta go buy this game. If you haven't played it yet, and if you played Shadow of Mordor and you haven't played Shadow of War, go play Shadow of War. It is that fucking good. It's an excellent game. I honestly think that it is certainly worth your time, and I also think it's certainly worth you taking it and probably like so. On top of having like a fantastic single player, they also have quite the interesting multiplayer aspect. So if you really like sieges, you don't have to do just sieges in game only. They have a ranked system or a casual system where you can just go to other people's strongholds and siege them for fun. And you can fight their orcs and their stuff and all that. It's pretty fucking cool. And then you can like basically they take their orcs and you can take a copy, and you can basically take a copy of their orc by recruiting it, and it's so fucking interesting. You can the online elements of it are a supplement. They're not a requirement, but they certainly make things much more interesting. And the loot system I want to talk about, like they for example, they have revenge things where if some other person in the on Earth who's playing the game died, you could give like avenge them by killing the orc that killed them, and basically they would get XP and items, and you would get XP and items for doing so. But moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the loot. So the loot is fairly robust. The best kind of loot is obviously the legendaries, and they also have set bonuses. So depending on what the tribe of the orc you killed, you very well could get different pieces of sets, and each set offers different bonuses. Now, that being said, I'm quite partial to the the necromancy armor, but mainly because it's an armor you got for fucking free. But that's neither here nor there. It's interesting. It's an interesting way, because unlike the Shadow of Mordor games where you didn't get to see your outfit in cutscenes and stuff like that, now you can, which is awesome. What else? You can dominate and fly dragon-looking things called drakes. You can also have the ability to press of a button, call your followers and an animal companion. And those animal companions could be a Karagor, it could be a Grog, which is just like this giant lumbering troll-looking thing. And then you can also call a drake. So like you could fly across the map with like it's nothing by as simply as just calling your John, and then all you'd have to really do, it'll just fly around the battlefield as you fuck shit up. It's really freaking interesting and cool, and I can't suggest you guys playing it enough. It's worth your time, it's worth your money, and it's a amazing value proposition. Plus, there's like 3 DLC for it, which is just more of the same in different storylines. So honestly, if you're a sucker, if you love the gameplay of Shadow of Mordor and you haven't played Shadow of War, go play Shadow of War.